When life breaks you, pain is proof you're still alive. There's something hauntingly honest about pain. It doesn't lie, it doesn't pretend, it arrives uninvited, unannounced, and it demands to be felt. And yet, as crushing as pain can be, it carries within it a quiet, powerful truth. Pain is proof you're still alive. When you feel pain, whether it's emotional, mental, or physical, it means something in you still works, your heart still beats, your soul still cares, your mind still recognizes what matters. That pain is not the end of your story, it's the evidence that you still have one. We often look at pain as the enemy. We try to numb it, avoid it, or run from it. But pain in its rawest form is a signal. It tells you that something matters deeply. It tells you that you loved, that you tried, that you dared. You don't mourn what never mattered. You don't hurt over something you never valued. So the next time you feel pain, understand this is not your weakness speaking, it's your heart showing you what it means to be human. The pain of effort, the price of growth. Pain doesn't always mean tragedy. Sometimes it's the byproduct of effort, of pushing past your limits. Think about your muscles after a tough workout. They ache, but they're not damaged. They're growing, adapting, becoming stronger. Life is no different. Emotional pain, like physical pain, can be a sign that you're stretching beyond what you thought you were capable of. That you're stepping into unfamiliar territory, pushing yourself to grow. No one grows without pain. No one becomes their best self in comfort. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Muscles are built through resistance. And character is forged in the fires of adversity. The struggle you feel now is shaping a version of you that will one day look back and say, I made it. Pain means you haven't given up. There's a special kind of pain that comes from caring too much, from fighting too hard, from continuing to show up even when nothing seems to change. That pain means you're still in the fight. It means you haven't given up. And that alone makes you a warrior. Some of the strongest people are not the loudest ones. They're the ones quietly waking up every morning, carrying their pain and choosing to keep going. Choosing to smile even if their heart is heavy. Choosing to believe even when everything around them screams doubt. That is courage, that is strength, and that is the proof that pain, while powerful, does not have to define you. Let pain teach, not define. Pain doesn't arrive to destroy you, it arrives to instruct you. It's a teacher, not a sentence. The question is, will you learn from it or let it consume you? You see, pain has this unique ability to open our eyes, to force reflection, to show us what truly matters. It strips away the noise and reveals what's real. Relationships, purpose, values, strength. You don't truly appreciate the warmth of the sun until you've survived the cold of winter. Likewise, you don't fully understand your strength until life tests it. So when pain knocks on your door, don't slam it shut. Sit with it, listen to it, learn from it. And when it's taught you what it came to teach, let it go. But carry the lesson, carry the wisdom, carry the strength. You're still here, and that means everything. If you're in pain right now, I want you to understand something. You're still here. You're still breathing. That means you still have a chance to heal, to rise, to rewrite the story. Pain is not the period at the end of your sentence. It's a comma, a pause, a moment, not a life sentence. And in this moment you have a choice, stay broken or break through. Let your pain remind you that your story isn't over. Let it fuel your fight, let it shape your strength. You are more than what hurts you. You are more than what tried to break you. You are alive. And that, my friend, means hope still lives here. In closing, so the next time the pain feels unbearable, the next time the weight of life feels too heavy, don't just ask why me, ask what now, because you're not done yet. You're not defeated, you're not broken beyond repair. You feel pain because you're still in the fight. You feel pain because you still care. You feel pain because you're still alive. And where there is life, there is always a way forward. You are not alone in the darkness. There's a kind of darkness that isn't about the absence of light, it's about the absence of hope. It creeps in when life becomes too heavy, when the noise of the world drowns out your voice, and when you start to believe the lie that no one sees you, no one understands, and no one cares. But hear this and hold it close to your heart. You are not alone in the darkness. Even when it feels like the world has turned its back on you, even when you're surrounded by silence, even when it seems like no one notices the pain behind your smile, you are not alone. Everyone has a battle you don't see. You may look around and think everyone else has it together, everyone else is fine. But that's only what you see on the surface. Behind every smile could be a silent war. Behind every laugh might be a heart that once broke. Behind every I'm fine could be a scream no one hears. We all wear masks, we all fight battles that never make it to the surface. And sometimes the strongest people are the ones who've walked through the darkest nights. So don't let the illusion of perfection fool you. You're not the only one who's cried themselves to sleep. You're not the only one who's felt like giving up. You're not the only one who's felt lost, exhausted, or forgotten. You are not alone. Darkness is not a sign of weakness. Too often we treat pain like a weakness. We hide our suffering. We tell ourselves to be strong as if feeling deeply is something to be ashamed of. But strength isn't pretending to be okay. Real strength is being honest about the storm inside and still choosing to keep going. If you're in the darkness right now, it doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. And being human means you feel, you hurt, you fall, and you rise again. So give yourself grace. You are not weak for needing help. You are not less for feeling lost. You are simply living a story that many have lived before and survived. There is always a hand reaching for you. In the darkest seasons of life, it's easy to think you're invisible, but you're not. Somewhere out there, someone is willing to listen. Someone would sit with you in the silence. Someone cares more than you know. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's someone you've never even met yet. But the world is not empty of kindness. There are people who've walked your road. People who've seen your kind of pain. People who will not run from your broken pieces but will help you gather them. So don't shut the world out. Don't suffer in silence. Speak, reach, ask, let someone in. Sometimes the greatest act of bravery isn't facing the darkness alone, it's saying, I need you. Light finds a way back. It's hard to believe when you're in it, but the darkness doesn't last forever. The night does not win. The sun always rises, even if you can't see it yet. You may not know how or when things will get better, but they will. There is light ahead. There is healing ahead. There is laughter waiting to return to your voice. One day this moment will be a memory, not your whole story. And maybe, just maybe, your survival will become someone else's hope. Maybe your strength, born in the shadows, will be a lighthouse for someone else who's still finding their way. In closing, if you're walking through the darkness, please remember you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not the only one who's ever felt this way. There is someone who understands, there is someone who cares, and there is a version of you, stronger and wiser, waiting on the other side of this pain. So keep walking, keep breathing, keep hoping, even if your hope is the size of a mustard seed. Because even the tiniest light can break through the deepest night. You are not alone in the darkness, and you never have to be. Rock bottom can be the foundation. There is a place where everything seems to collapse, where the weight of failure, loss, betrayal, and exhaustion crushes your spirit. That place is called rock bottom. It's dark, cold, silent, and lonely. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Rock bottom is not the end. Sometimes it's the very beginning. It might feel like the place where everything falls apart, but rock bottom can also be the place where everything finally falls into place. It's not the death of your story, it can be the foundation of your rebirth. You learn who you are in the silence. At rock bottom, there are no distractions, no noise, no filters. The masks fall off, the ego dies, the world stops spinning, and you're left with you. No titles, no applause, no one to impress. Just the raw, stripped-down truth of who you are. It's uncomfortable. It's humbling, but it's also clarifying. When everything is taken from you, you discover what truly matters. When no one is around, you learn how to stand alone. And when the world goes quiet, your inner voice becomes louder. The one that says, I still have fight left in me, I still want more, I am not done yet. That voice, that's your foundation. Broken doesn't mean finished. When your plans collapse, when people walk away, when life breaks your heart, you might think you're finished. But broken doesn't mean destroyed, it means something didn't work. Something needed to end. And now you get to rebuild. Some of the world's strongest structures are built after destruction. They are reinforced, better designed, more stable than before. You are no different. You're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience, from lessons, from pain that taught you what comfort never could. Rock bottom gives you a foundation built not on fantasy but on truth. And truth, no matter how painful, is solid ground. From this place you can build anything. When you hit rock bottom, you lose a lot, but you gain something priceless: freedom. Freedom from what others think. Freedom from expectations. Freedom to ask yourself, what do I really want now? The old life is gone. The image is shattered, but the raw materials are still there. Your strength, your will, your dreams, and now you have the chance to build something new, something real, something unshakable. Greatness is rarely born on mountaintops. It's born in valleys, in the depths, in the nights that nearly break you. And when you rise from rock bottom, what you build next is not just a life, it's a legacy. The rise is what defines you. Falling is part of life, but rising, that's a decision. That's where greatness lives. Not in avoiding failure, but in getting up one more time than you fall. If you're at rock bottom, don't panic, don't give up, plant your feet, take a breath, and decide to rise, because from this place you can climb. And when you do, every step you take will be proof of your strength. Every scar will tell a story of survival. Every moment you doubted but still moved forward will become a brick in the foundation of your comeback. No one talks about the power of starting again, of rebuilding with wisdom, of rising with purpose. But that power is yours right now. If you can survive the fall, you are more than capable of righting your rise. In closing, rock bottom hurts. It strips you, it humbles you, it breaks the illusion that life will always go according to plan. But it also reveals your core. It shows you who you are without the masks, without the noise. And in that place of deep pain, you are given a gift. The chance to rebuild something better, something truer, something lasting. So if you're down today, if you feel like it's all come crashing down, remember this. Rock bottom is not where your story ends, it's where your foundation begins. And from that place, you can rise into a life more powerful, more honest, and more beautiful than you ever imagined, because what you build from rock bottom can never be shaken. Healing is not linear, but it is possible. We all want healing to be clean, quick, and predictable. We wish the pain would fade like a sunset, gradually and beautifully until it's gone. But healing doesn't work that way. Healing is messy. Healing is slow. Healing is not linear, but it is possible. There will be good days, bad days, and days that feel like you're back where you started. There will be moments when the weight lifts and you think, I'm finally okay, only for it to crash back down when a memory, a voice, or a quiet moment brings it all back. That's not failure. That's not weakness. That's healing. Progress doesn't always look like forward motion. One of the biggest misconceptions about healing is that it moves in a straight line. Like a staircase, you climb one steady step at a time. But in reality, healing looks more like a scribbled line, a looping, twisting journey filled with ups and downs. Some days you'll feel like you're flying. Other days you'll barely be able to get out of bed. And both days count. Both days matter. Because even when you fall back, even when the pain resurfaces, you're still fighting. You're still moving. Progress is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up for yourself even on the hardest days and saying, I may not be okay yet, but I'm not giving up. You heal in layers, not all at once. Pain is like a deep wound. It doesn't heal overnight. It closes in stages. First the bleeding stops, then the skin begins to form, then the scab protects what's underneath. And slowly, sometimes painfully, new strength forms in that space. Emotional pain works the same way. You don't get over it in a day or a week. You process it layer by layer. You grieve, you reflect, you release. Then when you least expect it, a new layer emerges. A new realization, a new understanding, a new strength. So be patient with yourself. Stop expecting yourself to be fully healed before you're ready. It's okay to still be in the middle of the journey. What matters is that you're on it. Relapse doesn't mean you failed. There will be days when the darkness creeps back in, when you fall into old thoughts, when you revisit old wounds, and it may feel like everything you've worked for has been erased. But relapse doesn't erase progress. A bad day doesn't undo 100 good ones. Healing isn't erased by pain, it's proven by your ability to keep going through it. You are not back at the beginning. You're just hitting a bend in the road. And bends don't break journeys, they shape them. If today is hard, remind yourself this is part of it. This is how I grow. This is how I become whole again. Healing is possible even if you can't see it yet. In the middle of your struggle, it's easy to believe that healing will never come, that the pain will last forever, that the emptiness won't fade. But healing has a way of sneaking up on you. One day you laugh without forcing it. You sleep without nightmares. You see something that used to hurt and you feel nothing. You realize, I'm not the same person I was back then. You may not notice the change as it happens, but it's happening. Every tear, every journal entry, every conversation, every quiet moment you choose to survive, it all adds up. Healing is not loud. It's often quiet, subtle, invisible from the outside. But it's real, it's possible, and it's worth every ounce of effort. In closing, if you are healing today, whether loudly or silently, please remember this. You are doing better than you think. You are not weak for feeling pain. You are not broken beyond repair. You are human. You are healing. And that is one of the bravest things you will ever do. Healing isn't about never hurting again. It's about learning to live with the scars. It's about choosing yourself again and again. It's about rising each time you fall, even if you're crawling. Even if all you can do today is breathe. You don't have to heal perfectly. You just have to keep healing. Because healing may not be linear, but it is absolutely undeniably possible. You are not what broke you. There's a lie that pain whispers when life breaks you, that you are the damage, that the heartbreak, the betrayal, the failure, the trauma, that all of it defines you, that what happened to you is you. But hear me now loud and clear, you are not what broke you. You are not your wounds. You are not your past. You are not your lowest moment. You are the one who survived it. You are bigger than the pain. When something breaks us, it often leaves behind scars, some visible, some buried deep inside. Those scars may remind you of pain, but they also prove one thing: you made it through. You are not the mistake. You are not the loss. You are not the betrayal. You are the strength it took to crawl out. You are the wisdom born in the fire. You are the will that chose to get back up again and again, even when you had every reason to give up. What broke you may have changed you, but it did not define you. You don't have to carry the shame. Many people carry the weight of what hurt them like it's their fault. They wear it like a label. Not good enough. Too broken. Too damaged. But that's not truth. That's trauma speaking. That's shame pretending to be your identity. Let me remind you of something you may have forgotten. What someone did to you is not who you are. The things you lost do not measure your worth. The failure does not erase your value. You are still worthy of love, still capable of joy, still deserving of peace. No matter how shattered you feel, the core of you, the real you, is still whole, still powerful, still beautiful. Pain is a chapter, not the story. Yes, pain writes itself into our lives. But it is not the whole book, it's a chapter. A hard one, maybe even the hardest, but it's not the only one. You have so much more to write. You have healing to create. You have victories ahead that will remind you that your story didn't stop where you thought it might. What broke you doesn't get to have the final word, you do. You are the author of your life, not the pain that tried to steal the pen. The most powerful stories are not those without pain, but those where the hero rises anyway. You're still here for a reason. There's a reason you're still standing, still breathing, still waking up. Even if life knocked you down 100 times, you got back up one more. And that alone is proof you are not done. You didn't come this far to only come this far. You have more to live for, more to build, more to become. You were not created to be broken. You were created to be bold, to rise, to live, not as a victim of your wounds, but as a warrior shaped by them. You may carry pain, but you also carry power. You may remember what hurt, but you also remember how you healed. You don't have to wait until you're perfect to reclaim your life. Start now, start messy, start afraid, but start knowing this truth: you are not what broke you. In closing, if you've been through the fire, if you've been crushed under the weight of life, if you've lost people, dreams, or pieces of yourself along the way, please know this: you are not ruined. You are not less. You are not broken beyond repair. You are still you. Maybe a little bruised, maybe a little different, but maybe stronger, wiser, deeper. You are not what broke you. You are who rose after the breaking. You are who rose after the breaking. You are who healed in the silence. You are who kept going when everything said stop. So lift your head even if it shakes. Speak your truth even if your voice trembles. Walk forward even if your knees are weak. Because you, my friend, are not the storm. You are the survivor who walked out of it, and you are just getting started.